The following fight video is brought to you by Visalia MMA Gear and Visalia MMA Gear of Hanford. If you tell them Cage Radio sent you, when you buy 3 shirts, you'll get your 4th shirt free. Only at Visalia MMA Gear. And remember, there is no competition. Period. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mott's Cage Radio. Gonna take this one out to Iowa. Tell the people who you are, my man.
My name is Laramie Shaffer.
All right, obviously you're a mixed martial artist. I'm going to guess, even by the shirt, that you're some type of wrestler. I think don't you have to be a wrestler to live in Iowa?
You'd think so. I mean, it's a pretty big sport here, and a lot of guys have a wrestling base in Iowa. It's very helpful.
Okay. Now, I tell a lot of fighters if I was building a fighter on a video game, obviously wrestling would be the #1 thing that I would go after. Obviously, you think wrestling's a pretty big deal. Take me through it, my man. You're in the mixed martial arts scene. How do you get in the game? I can tell that you're a wrestler, but why do you want to be a mixed martial artist?
Well, I mean, wrestling is one of the few sports that there's really no professional wrestling. I mean, there's the fake professional wrestling, so kind of gives the college guys that are in that upper level, that D1 athlete, and even some of the D2, D3 guys, another level to get besides the Olympics. Some guys they don't like to go freestyle, and they don't want to do the Olympics. It's just not for them. They want to move on to something else, and MMA is a great way for them to do that. It's got a lot of wrestling technique in it. It's a competitive sport, and if you like wrestling, you're usually gonna like MMA. So it helps a lot too to have a wrestling background, I think.
All right, now you're a professional fighter?
Yes.
Okay, what is your current record?
I'm 3-0. Just won my 3rd fight.
Okay, congratulations. Take me through it. Now, are you primarily fighting out there in Iowa?
Currently, I have only fought in Iowa and in Omaha. I guess I had a South Dakota one too, but pretty much in the Midwest area is where I've been fighting. I'd like to get a little farther out, get my name out there a little bit more. It'd be nice. I'm not opposed to traveling. It's nice to be back here in Iowa because I got a lot of fan base back here since I grew up in Iowa. So it's nice to fight around here, but I wouldn't be upset if I got a couple fights out of state.
Okay, now take me through it. What's a typical day training for you? Do you have a day job, or are you a full-time fighter?
Currently, I have a job. I'm a landscape designer, so
okay.
I get my winters off, so that's when I train full-time.
Okay.
But so it works out pretty nicely. Usually in the morning, I get up before I go to work, and I get a lift in. Sometimes I run if it's nice out. And then I go to work, get off work, and I go to Premier Combat Center in Omaha. And we have like regular jiu-jitsu practice. I coach wrestling there. I'm one of the wrestling instructors.
Okay.
And then after I coach or do like a jiu-jitsu session, we have team training every night at 7:30. So I go to that. Then I go home and try and eat a good meal.
Okay, fantastic. Now, obviously, you've been fighting her out there. You want to get some more fights under your belt. Do you have anything set up right now, or you're currently looking for a fight?
I am looking for a July fight or anything after. I do have one set up in August. I just set it up a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually a chance to get a title fight. If I win this one, I'll be a #1 contender for this promotion. So I'll get a title fight. And I can't release who it's for because they haven't released it to the public yet. And I asked them for permission earlier, and they said they couldn't do it until next week. So I can't say who it's for, but it is set up, and it's gonna be a good fight. The kid's pretty good, and it should be a really good. He's from around here too, so should be a lot of fans there to watch us.
All right, fantastic. Now, obviously, you got your day job. You're doing training. Obviously, you got a fight set up right now. Did you have any of an amateur career, or did you go straight professional?
I was 5-1 amateur,
okay.
So I fought a little bit amateur, and I was only one fight went past the first round, and that's the one I lost. It went a 3-round decision, real close decision. It was pretty. The crowd is. If it was going by the crowd, I won. But I mean, that's how it goes. Usually in the judges' hands, that's what happens. That's why after that, I haven't left it in the judges' hands. I've either ended it in the first or second round, and that's what I try and do every fight because you never know what the judges are going to do. And then I went pro last spring,
okay.
Last May, and I didn't get as many fights since this last year as I wanted to. So I'm trying to get a lot more this year.
All right, so you've gone 3-0. You're looking to get more fights. How often would you like to fight? Is this something like every 2 months, every 3 months, every week?
I like to do every month. Every week, obviously, is a little bit too much. It'd be nice to get paid every week to fight, but
Nice.
I think my body would get beat up a little bit. But every month right now, my body's holding up. I haven't had an injury since I've been fighting. My hands are in good shape. So I could fight every month. I start getting a little bit higher level guys. I'll probably want every other at least just to have time. I mean, I want to be ready for who I have, and I know sometimes fighters get changed last minute, but I like to have a little bit of time to train specifically for a person, or at least have a little bit of a break so I can have somewhat of a life.
Now, are there any fighters out there that you'd like to fight that maybe have been ducking you or anything like that?
Not really ducking me. I would like to fight this kid named Dave Morgan. He's out in Pennsylvania. I was supposed to fight him over Thanksgiving this year, and it was like a last minute. It was like 4 days before the fight, and I couldn't get all my stuff in time. I was trying to get through the Pennsylvania commissions. They're kind of strict out there, and I was trying to get all my stuff in. I ended up getting my physical in time. They went because of Thanksgiving. I was supposed to fly out, and so I ended up getting it. And I was a catch weight because I couldn't drop 12 pounds in like a day and a half. So it was a catch weight and stuff. It was how things go. Sometimes you can't make it. Well, I saw a newspaper had it saying I didn't make weight, and that I took this fight and didn't make weight, and like they're just trashing my name, and it kind of pissed me off because I took a fight on like 4 days notice. I tried getting my stuff in, and the commission was the reason I didn't get a fight. It wasn't because I couldn't make weight or anything. And so that kind of pissed me off, and so I'd like to fight that kid again. He's also a wrestler. I've seen him wrestle a bunch. He was a D2 or D3, I think, national champ a couple times. But if I could fight anybody, it'd probably be Dave Morgan, just because of that incident.
All right. Now, are there a lot of fight organizations in your area? Because there are quite a few out here in California. You could find a fight somewhere in this state, multiple fights at any time. How about out there?
Yeah, there's quite a few. It's Iowa. There's a lot of wrestlers, so they got a bunch of people that they can have fight. With the new laws, with the amateur stuff, you have to all be regulated stuff, and the cash flow. A lot of them have died out. There's a couple big ones out here in Omaha. Disorderly Conduct, Victory Fighting. Those are both in Omaha. There's MCCs in Des Moines. I fight for them a lot. Those are really the only big one in Iowa. There's a couple of big ones in Minnesota. Then you got Titan down in Kansas City. There's some around here within a few hours drive that are fairly big. It's just some of them they like to get their fighter. They have their set guys, and they want to get them good fights, and they're not real keen on bringing in somebody that's probably gonna win.
Right.
Usually they're gonna bring in somebody that their guy's gonna beat for sure, and I'm not that person. I've only lost once my amateur, and I'm gonna have to be cocky, but I'm a risky fight for a lot of them to take, so it's hard to get me a fight unless like MCC does a good job, because I know them really well. I grew up around Des Moines, so they get me a lot of fights no matter who it is. But around Omaha area, I'm having trouble getting them. But it's about getting your name out there. Once I'm around here a little bit longer, I'm sure I can pick some up.
All right. So what weight do you fight at, and what do you walk around at?
I fight 135, so that'd be bantamweight. Yep. So that's why I usually fight. That's why I like to fight. If I ever get to like Bellator, UFC, Strikeforce, any of those, I'd definitely be bantamweight, just because I'm only like 5'6". But I walk around about 155. I've fought 45 a couple times. My one amateur loss is at 45.
Okay.
I was fighting 45 when I first started, then I dropped down. So I've never lost at 35, and so I like to stay around there. I've done a couple catch weights like 140. I try to stay at 35 though, if possible. Tried making 25, but that wasn't happening.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear that, my man. That's quite a cut.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely look forward to hearing what happens to you, et cetera, and so forth in the coming months. I definitely want to touch bases with you as much as possible leading up to your fight, and definitely after your fight. I want to give you this chance to shout out anybody you want right now, my man.
Oh, I'd like to just thank all my coaches at Premier Combat Center, and my family and friends that come to my fights. I have a select group that they make it to every single one. I'd like to thank all my coaches at Iowa State. When I wrestled there, they helped me out a lot to get transitioned to MMA. And now my old coach Kale's getting ready to go out to tried for the World Team Trials. He just made it, so he's getting ready to go to Worlds in September. So I'd like to wish him good luck for that, and hopefully he can come through. Other than that, just hope I can get a shout out to promoters and tell them to get me on the card.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what we can do about that. All right. We wish you the best of luck. Like I said, I will be touching base with you as we get closer to your fight, and maybe in a couple of weeks I can give you a call here. We can find out exactly who it is, who you'll be fighting, and what we can expect to happen in that fight.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks for having me.
All right, absolutely. Take care, my man. Thanks again.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're good, my man. I appreciate